Well, Rip, I think we should start with basic safety and chainsaw use in the tree.
It's a good idea. You know, one thing though, before I talk about the chainsaw, I think it's very important that you always have a handsaw with you in the tree. There are times when the handsaw is just a lot easier and safer, and you may need it to, it's a lot safer to release a piece of wood, for instance. But when I do use my chainsaw in the tree, something that's most important to remember is that especially with these small top-handled designs, is that the chainsaw is not designed for one-handed use.
Right.
And a lot of people tend to think that way, but really they are always designed for two-handed use, and that is really the only safe way to be cutting up in the tree or any time at all.
Agreed.
Other things that are important are to make sure that whenever possible you have a good firm stance. You know, try to have 2 feet and be in a good firm and strong cutting position when making a cut.
That's right.
And something else that's important to me is that whenever possible that I have 2 tie-in points. Here I've got the climbing line and the lanyard so that I'm in a good, solid, and safe position.
That's right. Also, we don't want to be making cuts in close proximity to our rope or over our head whenever possible. Far better to move into a position so that our saw is in a lower position from the chest down. We want to be in a good firm stance for cutting. We want to be in a position so that the piece that we're cutting swings away from us. We also want to be in a position that the saw in its follow-through would swing, if it were to swing away from us. So positioning our body in the proper place is very, very important.
That's true. Something else I'd like to look at is proper starting procedures when in the tree, because as you know, oftentimes we're in very awkward positions. But with these smaller and lighter weight chainsaws, I still think it's very important whenever possible to use the leg lock position. Now I always start the saw with the chain brake engaged. But whenever I can, I use this leg lock position because it's good and firm. Now if I can't use the leg lock, I'll at least try to have 2 forms of contact. Here I'm using my leg and the tree, and then I can also be in a good firm starting position.
Always starting with the chain brake on.
That's so important. Ken, I notice you have a lanyard on your chainsaw.
Yes, I do. A lot of climbers do prefer to have a lanyard attached to the chainsaw. The thing to realize is that it's important to have a breakaway somewhere in that lanyard at a certain pounds of force, roughly somewhere around between 200 and 250 pounds of force, that saw will break away from you if you were to get your saw stuck in the wood.